Welcome to a new Fighting Spirit, Heart of the Swarm edition. Notice those two gases there in the main base, guys. We may see more than just Protosses come out on this map.
Finally.
Finally. Anyway, spawning up in the top right hand is Zest as the red Protoss.
His opponent spawning as a blue Zerg, playing for Samsung Khan on the left bottom side of the map. His name is Roro.
Current Code S champion.
Current Code S champion, still in round of 32.
Yeah, and he's still around, guys, so he's not going anywhere yet. Alright, well, already looks like Zest is planning on going for a Forge Expand here, so nothing too crazy.
When we saw PvZ on this map, first of all, it was Bisu against Action, and Bisu started off with the Gateway first build inside the main base, and it's a perfect map to go for because, you know, before it became the new Fighting Spirit, there was only one gas, high yield gas, and Protoss players, all they have to do is mine from that one gas, have tons of gases banked in, and go for the tech of their choice while going for the 91 style expand.
Exactly, you know, just going for that Gateway expand opening. Very, very strong, and, you know, it makes Zergs uneasy. They don't like to play against that generally. Some of them may get used to it, but it's still like, there's so many things you can do here, and all the timings are going to be a little bit off from that Forge Expand opening. So, you know, really a great way to kind of just make your opponents feel uncomfortable.
Now, just because there's no high gas in the main base doesn't mean that Protoss players cannot go for the Gateway Expand. Yeah,
perfectly still okay to go for that Gateway Expand. Nothing wrong with that. We're going to be seeing a 15 expand from Zest here, so getting that Nexus up very fast.
It's a really small choke compared to some maps out there, such as Velshire, Vestige, and Whirlwind. Essentially, any map that's like, you know, has a horizontal or diagonal wall in, you can go for the 15 or 16 Nexus, and you're going to be fine, I have to say. Except against something like 6-fold.
That's true. Looks like we also see a hatchery from Roro here, so he's just going to go ahead and open up pretty standard here, making a pair of lings. We should be seeing Zest go ahead and get his second pylon here any moment here. Saving up a lot of resources, actually, so I guess he's going to get that cannon up first.
Just trying to play safe as possible. Cannon up, Gateway up, Gateway,
pylon,
well, pylon, and then the Gateway. Order doesn't matter as long as he gets all the buildings down. He's fine.
Something to note, by the way, guys, there is still a high yield geyser on this map. It's at the 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions. So
essentially the third bases.
Yeah, normally your third bases. They still have the high yield. Center of the map, same thing there as well. They still have the gold patches of minerals as well. I remember back in the beta testing of this map, they tried to make everything high yield.
Yeah, but it just didn't work out because that's how the game plays out. Now, one other thing to note on this map, now we have 4 brushes in the middle of the map. Those, like, you know,
line of sight blockers.
Line of sight blockers. So yes, I just couldn't remember that.
Shrubberies,
Shrubberies, brushes, whatever you call it.
Brushies. Let's call them brushies, man. That'd be fun.
Brushies?
Yeah.
Sounds too kid-friendly.
And Pete Shilgob wasn't too friendly, man?
Well, I think... Well, he did say the reason why he changed his name is because it didn't feel suitable on television.
I think it's
like,
suitable. That's just his nickname now, man. We're never going to let go of Pete Shilgob.
Here's the funny thing about Pete Shilgob. Just because it didn't sound, you know, suitable for some people out there, he changed his name to P-Gob for a while and then changed it back to Pete Shilgob before changing it to Zest.
I know, something to point out here, we see the third hatchery going down for Roro, and Zest, he's got his probe chilling by that assimilator there. Not sure exactly what he plans on doing with that quite yet. We do see a drone moving over here to try to take that gas early on. Holy crap!
Nice gas steal.
That is a nice gas steal, but like...
This is really...
Whoa! Whoa!
This actually delays Roro's plan a little bit because Zerg players, they hope to get the third base a little bit quicker and trying to get the geyser... try to get the high yield geyser as soon as a hatchery finishes, but now Roro has to play a little bit more standard like the other maps out there by going for the double geyser at the natural instead of getting one geyser at the third base.
Yeah, remember guys, Zerg also save an extra drone when they only have to go for one gas over 2 using that high yield. So
really nice plan by Zest.
Very smart. I gotta say, like, he's playing to the map right now, man. This guy is good. I can't wait to see him, like, you know, in like the Coda S finals, man. I would love to see him somewhere like that.
Well, first he needs to make it there.
That's true. He's got to make it there first. And a little bit of stalker harassment going on here. He forced one of those drones to be built into a spore crawler there.
Before getting canceled.
Before getting canceled. He just wanted to keep it alive. And they're forcing a few more lings out as well to get rid of that assimilator there. Roachwarren on the way for defensive purposes generally. Also an evolution chamber behind that. We see the Phoenix tech on the way for Zest here, and he's also about to finish his warp gate, and his +1 is about halfway there.
Just heading on the gateways right now, around 7 minutes 40 seconds, and either he's going to take an early third or get a Robo and then take a third. There we go, Robo going down. That's something that you need after you open up Stargate, unless you want to go for the pure air composition.
And, the Phoenixes have been revealed here. Going to temporarily, well, not even any more supply block Roro. He's already got some Overlords on the way here at a robotics facility, about 33% of the way done. And we're seeing those spore crawlers go up for Roro here. He wants to make sure he is safe against this annoying Phoenix harass, which can do a lot of damage if really kept unchecked.
Oh yeah, but picking up that one drone, well, was it a drone or a larva? I think it was a drone.
That was a drone, man.
That was a drone, just making sure, because it's inside the bubble, and it's kind of hard to tell what unit is inside the bubble. Unless it's a queen.
Don't forget the larva have like 10 armor, man.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not sure, and then when I saw it getting taken out by 2 or 3 shots, I'm like, oh, that's a drone.
Reddit's gonna have a ball with you today, man.
They have a ball with me every single day, so it's just like, you know, you wake up, you get your morning coffee, you read what's on Reddit, it's like, oh, same as yesterday, and then you start your day.
All right, some nicer harassment over here, actually, from Zest. That spore crawler, excuse me, is not in the best position here, and these Phoenix may actually be able to get a little bit more harassment in. Robotics Bay on the way. We have an Immortal out as well. Another Gateway added on. No 4th base quite yet from Zest here.
Seems like he's going to go for the double Immortal Colossus push. That's also likely, but he does have a unit at the 3rd base, so we're just going to have to wait and see what Zest is going to do.
He is powering up a lot. Notice this fantastic Phoenix control. He already displayed that to us in his last game against Stork, and he's doing it all over again here against Roro. Still no 3rd yet for Zest. He's powering up. He's up to 5 gateways now.
6 gateways, including the natural.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that one. So 6 gateways. He's got a Colossus on the way, getting range, +1 armor. It looks like he really wants to go for a big timing push in the mid game here.
This is not going to be, you know, a deadly push, just like an all-in that we saw from some of the matches out there. But look at this, Roro scouting the number of gateways. He sees up to 5 gateways. He sees the Robo Bay behind us. So now he's gonna stop droning up and just get a lot of units out.
That's what it looks like here. And
it's better for Zest to expand.
Yeah, and he's gonna go ahead, take that expand. And you know what? It's not like he really overcommitted to anything here. You know, he was still getting his 1-1. He's getting his Colossus range right now. It's just overall is still in a solid position.
And if you want to go for the strong push, you don't get up to 6 gateways. You get up to 7. And the main army composition is usually double Immortals, double Colossus. You push out and win the game. That's how it happens, but Zest, he's like, well, I'm going to get the gateways for defensive purposes and start adding in voidways from this point on.
Looks like Zest may want to just be able to crush this attack and then do a counter. Oh, nice. He's going to catch a few of these Hydras, you know, in the middle of the map here. Those Hydras die so fast with the Phoenix in small numbers because, you know, they don't have a lot of... They're light units, so the Phoenix just shred them apart. The Phoenix, or the Hydras now moving in here. Oh, that Mothership Core gets sniped off, but we do see a nice Time Warp going down there. These Hydras may be on a one-way trip here. Force Field's going down, sniping off a lot of those Hydras. And Zest, even though he lost his Mothership Core, gets a pretty darn good trade there.
Yeah, but also remember, Protoss players, at this point in the game, this is a point where Protoss can crumble so easily against the Zerg players, because Zerg players are sitting on 3 bases, they have the full base saturation, and all they have to do is start making the units. So number 1 priority for Zest, taking the 3rd base, and number 2, make sure the Colossus and Voidway does not get sniped off, even if the Stalkers and the Sentries get taken out.
Exactly. He's got to worry about that kind of point in the mid-game where the Zerg may be able to just overpower the Void Ray count before we get to that critical mass number. Up to 11 workers have been killed here by Zest. He's done a good job there. And now we have Roro trying to move in here, but Zest completely ready. He's going to force Roro back, and
we have an Oracle.
Ooh, interesting. Oracle. maybe he wants to use that to kind of keep track of his opponent's units there with the Revelation ability.
Yeah, let's just see. Let's just wait and see what he wants to use the Oracle for, because at this point in the game, you really cannot go for the harassment. Revelation is nice, but you already spent a lot of gas and minerals into it, so we're just gonna have to wait to see what Zest actually intends with the Oracle. We don't even know where it is on the map right now.
Did it actually finish up here? Yeah, I don't know. I actually may have canceled it there. Could have been a mistake. We have an engagement going on now. Solid force fields down from our Protoss player. The Corruptor count, though, very impressive here. 2 Colossuses already fall here. The Void Ray being completely ignored, and that 3rd Colossus may end up falling here. The ground army, though, for Roro, it's not going to be able to do anything here, and we even have lifts going off on a lot of these units here. The Phoenix are now being forced to get attacked by those Corruptors here. The Corruptor count is starting to dwindle here, but both players taking huge supply losses. Roro, though, as the Zerg player, he is able to max out a lot quicker here, and he did manage to take out a lot of those expensive high-tech units. The Void Rays, the Colossus, they're not here anymore.
And look at this, he has a reinforcement going towards the 3rd base, and what does Zest have? Nothing.
He doesn't have anything right now, ladies and gentlemen. Things are starting to look very good for our Zerg player here. Nexus Cannon goes down. The Roaches trying to move from behind, killing off a few workers here. Those Corruptors will be able to take out that Militia Corps without too much trouble here. And the Roachling reinforcements, it's going to be so hard for Zest to really deal with this here.
There we go. The Colossus, pretty much nothing to cover the Colossus. Finally warping in some zones, but that's tons of Roaches and Zerglings at the natural. And all Roro has to do is start macroing, go for the 1A at the natural, and win the game.
Zest accidentally attacking his assimilator there. The Roaches now in the natural, getting a lot of damage done. The reinforcements from Roro here, they just keep coming in. He is completely ahead in supply right now, pretty much staying maxed out throughout the entire fight here, and it's just looking worse and worse for Pichilgab here.
Yeah, Zest, if he actually wanted to win the game, he needed to make sure he's left those Colossus alive, and also do not force the fight at the natural. GG.
Roro takes game number 2. It's completely stopping Zest in his tracks, preventing that all kill from potentially happening here. And now, looks like KT Rolster, they're the ones who have to worry about Roro now.
Yes, they sent out a really amazing player from Samsung Khan saying, well, we're not going to give you a chance to get 3-0 and pressure our precious Roro from pretty much trying to make the impossible happen with the reverse all kill. So with Roro taking down Zest, the score is right now 1-1, and the next map is going to be Acheron Wastes.
We'll find out who the next player is going to get sent out when we get back from this commercial break. Don't go anywhere, guys. This is the SK Planet Pro League.